having it in mind that my people in Mitana municipality, my constituents, are really starving because they kept on coming to my gate, especially mothers and their children, and obviously men, and these people are genuinely starving and they did not have anything to eat at home. So being a charitable leader, and I'm actually known about that in Mitana municipality, and my family, even before I was born, my family used to do that. So I thought that it was prudent to really care about my people, but also to put in mind that I have to obey the regulations of public health. I really did everything having that in mind, because I knew that if I do not, really I would be putting my people at risk. Since I love Mitana people, I love them so much. There's no way how I would see any kind of victim of the COVID-19 problem we have in the world. Friends, I want to let you know that I packed those foodstuffs on that day of 19th with some of my household workers. Yeah, they took me pictures with them within my compound. As I've told you, I never went out of my compound that very day of 19th of April 2020. After packing those foodstuffs, one of my household workers called some of our border riders who participated in the distribution of those foodstuffs. But I really want them to make sure that they do not gather people. I told them to do it house per house, and I know those people being part of my coordinators, I'm sure they will not disobey me. And when they did that, they were able to send me a few pictures on my phone. By 2 p.m. I was having those pictures. I really looked at them and they really obeyed what I told them. I want to let you know, comrades, that I posted those pictures on my all my social media pages. I posted those pictures. Reason being, I wanted to demonstrate that as a leader, I can really help my people without living from the poor. Remember, I'd written a letter to Parliament to make sure that they do not put 20 million Ugandan shillings on my account, of which they put a stamp on my letter later on. And I'm sure they never did. At least because I talked to the speaker previously on Friday, yeah, before the date of 19th. I want to let you know that that day I felt so happy that I've given out to some of my people, especially my immediate neighbors in Muwonge. I gave them something. I feel so happy whenever I give out, because really I think my family is made for that, because for us we believe in sharing the little we have. Comrades, at around 7 p.m. while I was in my bedroom, I had several patrol cars coming to our place. I was informed that these people jumped over the fence of my house. There were so many that no one was able to count them, because they came with several cars. And these people included policemen, they included the military, the UPDF, and people who were not in uniform. As I was in my bedroom, I had bangs of those, I had voices, I had that kind of shouting. I was able to put on my clothes since that I was in my bedroom and I was having a shower. As I was like putting on my clothes, actually getting done, I had a very huge bang on my bedroom door, and that was the RPC of Mityana in my bedroom. I really saw a very big crack on my bedroom door. I was very, very surprised to see RPC doing such a thing. Just even before I would ask him anything, he held me by my trousers violently. I really asked him, really? Mr. Kagarula Bob, why are you handling me in this manner? What have I done? He silenced me by putting handcuffs on my hands. I was like, but I'm not violent in any way. Please, do not hold my trousers like that. Well, I'm not a chicken thief. It was like, don't tell me anything. For your own information, I'm a PhD holder. For you just studied from a very cheap university and you know nothing. I felt so bad seeing so many soldiers in my house, turning everything of mine in the house upside down. I asked, after seeing the DP still also in the house, because I know him by the names of Alex Muine Mukono, asked him now, do you people have a search warrant to do such a thing in my house while I'm on handcuffs? They're like, we do not need that. It's like, did you inform Parliament about what you're doing right now? We do not need all that. They started pushing me with their guns out of my house. Getting out, I saw very many soldiers in my compound. I have a very huge compound at home. And these people were really so harsh, speaking with arrogance. I really smiled and laughed, like, this is unbelievable. How can you behave like this? They're like, so Zaake, you're trying to resist arrest. I was like, come on, you have handcuffed me and I'm walking wherever you're sending me. How can you say that I'm resisting arrest? There were camera personnel I saw, and I believe these people planned to come with all of those people. They knew what they were going to do. So I laughed at them. I was like, you people, if you think that distributing foodstuffs is the problem, for me, I cannot see my people starving when there is nothing government is doing in my district, Mityana. I cannot see my people starving, yet I need these people, and these people really need me and they love me so much. I got into the car. All that was captured, and I know it was in the public domain, I'm very sure. They put me in their double cabin car with several other police trucks I saw. I want to remind you that in my house, I had a tune of 15 million Ugandan shillings, which was taken by those people, informed to me by my wife, that these people, after taking me to police, they came back still and they messed up the whole house. The bedroom where the money was, the phone, and also the whole of the sitting room. Everything was messed up. And they were telling everyone as they were looking for food. Disappointingly, they didn't find anything. But I'm wondering why they took that money. Reaching at the police station of Mityana, in the compound, well, still with handcuffs on my hands, because I was seated in between the RPC, Bob, the RPC is called Muwonge Alex, the RPC is called Kagalula Bob, yes. Then the DPC sat in front, and that is the Bob, that is the Muwonge Alex Mukono. So for me, I sat in between another person who was not in uniform, and then the RPC. Before I reached the police station, I remember very well those people telling me, now we have you in our hands, and there is nothing now you can do. We are going to really show you something you've never experienced in my life. Really, I never believed that at first, but later on, I really faced whatever they told me. So, at the police station, they just dragged me out of the car, up to their offices. And that office of the DPC, Mityana, they kicked me, slapped me, punched me by people who were in uniform, and some of them were not in uniform who were doing that. But all the beatings were initiated by the RPC, Kagalula Bob. And also, he punched me on my mouth, and I started bleeding right away. And also, Mr. Muwonge Mukono, he kicked me, and I had to fall down still while I'm handcuffed in his office. They told me that how can a useless person like you, who cannot even be a class monitor, later a member of parliament, think that you can really fight President Museveni? Comrades, I want to assure you that there was nothing which these officers within their offices talked about distributing foodstuffs. They never talked about that within that office. As I was asking them why all that was done to me, that really was boosting the beatings, the kicks, the punches, the slaps by the different people whom I did not know, but at least I knew those two, the RPC and the DPC. These people bundled me up and put me into their cell of Mityana police station. Reaching that cell, I realized that the cell was so tiny and dark. It had over 20 people. But reaching that cell, I realized I was a woman, and I was very surprised to see a woman with men in the same cell. I picked interest in her. She really narrated her ordeal to me. Did these other men in the cell who were there for over 3 weeks in that cell, and they were only fed on maize seeds for all that time. This people informed me how most of them were HIV positive, but they were never given medicine, the ARVs. It annoyed me so much, but I was like, you guys, keep calm. I think when I'm out of here, since I'm your leader, I'll be able to at least talk about these things. That was within like, I think, 20 to 30 minutes, if I can remember so well. These people came back to the door of that cell. They requested me. They were barking at me. Zaake, was trying to come. These other people in the cell started shouting on top of their voices, "Tuli nawe, tuli nawe, tuli nawe. People power, people power." I think this annoyed officers, and I saw the DPC there, the RPC, and many other soldiers or officers. Small cell, it was tear gassed. Everyone was groaning in the cell, trying to shed tears in the cell, including myself. They were able to pick me up amongst the many, dragged me, kicked me, did all sorts of things, and took me to the waiting many patrol cars in the compound. Reaching there, I vividly saw the RPC telling the officers, "Please," and he said that in Runyankole, "Please make sure he does not see." They got some small bottles I was seeing. They put them direct in my eyes for some time, till when I would hear him shaking. I would hear the person shaking and putting, and then put another down. I had it being dropped, and then put another one in my eyes. I thought maybe it is pepper spray, because it was really so painful, so itching. I cried a lot. I shouted. I was like, "Please forgive me, please forgive me." They would not hear. They would not really listen to me. I thought maybe it is pepper spray, and thought maybe after some time I would see again. But comes up to now, I can hardly see. Though the doctors, the opticians, they are trying to work upon this. That's why I'm having these glasses to go to the light. They tied me. They put two handcuffs, and two handcuffs this side to make my hands, and they tied them all over these parts. It was very also painful. They tied me with ropes, and they joined both ends of the ropes to put me behind the police truck. There is that back side of the truck, or the police truck of the double cabin, where the policemen sit, but there is that space in between. It is actually triangular in nature. They made sure that I was suspended and hanged without actually leaning against both ends of the metals, and also not touching down the metallic ground of that truck. And that was done with insults, abusing me, how I'm very dense, how I should thank President Museveni for making a useless person like me a member of parliament, that I should be appreciative of him. So many other insults were told to me. I had several cars starting. I think there were over 4, if I'm not mistaken. They drove me at a very terrible speed. Whenever we would come across the road bumps, my body would swing on the sides of the metals. It was so hurting, and whenever they reached the potholes, I would slightly like get up and down, while my back, since I was facing up, while my back was really touching the metallic floor of the truck. It was so painful. Countrymen and women, I've never felt that pain before in my life. I groaned. I asked for help. These people were only inflicting more pain with stick